I love history, and especially with all the stuff that's going on with the possibilities. Like when you're reading it as a kid, like who built these things? Like who's responsible for, you know, building these pyramids, which is still kind of unanswered till this date. And I think Roland and his team have an appetite for filling in the blanks, and especially about the unknown and about possible answers. And so I remember I saw it with my brother, and we were just movie freaks growing up, Joel, and we saw that movie, one of our favorite movies, and so I've always had it on my bucket list to potentially work with Roland in some capacity. And so when my manager called me up, he's like, Roland Emmerich, and I was like, yes, I'm listening. He's called you and says that there might be a part opening up. What's great is that you have a two-man team with Harold Klosser and Roland Emmerich, right? And if there's anything that I have character-wise, because I think, I always ask Harold, because I think Roland has so much to worry about technically and how to make it right. He knows when something's wrong, and he's like, nah, it's not right for the shot, not right for the shot. And so, sometimes we work with Harold for the dialogue is like, and what makes it, a lot of times, what feeds the urgency more, what feeds the character's objective more, so that you can just streamline it, and it ultimately helps the shot. And so it's a two-man team, and they both work beautifully together, and one feeds a lot of the character stuff, and then Roland, even when he's like kind of frustrated and wants things a little faster, it never comes out of like him being mean. He's never mean. He just like, we got to do it. We got blah, blah, blah. And he's such an animated guy. I love working with the guy, and he does make me laugh. I'm working with Charlie Plummer. It's amazing working with these actors who've been working for a while. I mean, I think he's 21 years old, and he's got a big body of work. He does a lot of independent film, and I came up from independent film. And I still love it, because it's a different animal altogether. Like that, when you rehearse, you normally don't change a lot of lines in my experience, because you don't have a lot of time to film something. So a lot of times you rehearse it almost like a play, and then put it on camera, because a lot of times you have 3 to 6 weeks to shoot an entire film. And he's been doing a lot of it, and it's funny because some of my friends that I grew up with, acting-wise, that are actors, have played his dad. And I was like, wow, now I'm playing his dad. I never even realized until right now. I'm like, wow, I'm playing that kid's dad? That's amazing. Who else played your dad? He's like, Walton Goggins. I was like, dude, I did him. That's crazy. I've worked with Goggins like 3 times. And then this guy. And I was like, dude, I worked with that guy. Holy crap. And so it's amazing. And then you have to kind of embrace that role in a way. But he's a really good actor. When I looked at the arc, and I was studying what this man's journey and where he begins, and I thought, wow, I think in order for this to pay off at the end, it really has to be kind of a more passionate person. And plus, I golf with people that actually have a bunch of dealerships. It just so happens that I'm friends with a couple guys that's what they do. They sell cars, and not just salesmen, but owners of a bunch of dealerships. And they, in my mind, when I say, it's like, hey, Mike, what's going on? And they're on the sell. You know what I mean? In order for you to be successful in that, in like as a car dealer, all they think about is cars and selling, and they have an appreciation for that kind of thing. And I thought, well, I mean, I always love imitating, or at least embodying somebody's spirit and soul. And it also scares the crap out of me when I have to do somebody that's more impassioned than I am. It really is, because it lends itself to a different kind of energy than I'd have at home. Like, I'm a boring guy. Like, I play chess, I watch movies, I read books, and I golf. It's not, it's not your typical, like, I don't know. To me, it's like other people consider it boring. I watch chess videos for fun, and I'm really into it. Tom is not that guy. I always loved doing my own stunts. I recently just started working out a bunch because I was, like during COVID, I was just golfing and stuff and sitting on my butt. And then when I would go golfing, I was like, wow, my legs are too sore. And I love that stuff. I don't know why. I'm like, it really puts you in the moment. There's nothing like a certain behavior and running over stuff, and it takes more of the pretend out of it when you're actually trying to go for something, and it's just a lot of fun. Like in drama, it's riddled with a bunch of behaviors and idiosyncrasies that you gather and try to absorb and then demonstrate. And so I'm all for it. There's some things that I can't do anymore. Like I can't really jump off a 10-foot something and rely and know that my knees are going to be okay, but I still enjoy doing it. The CGI, and because now I have, I just admire it more. I mean, my admiration has gone way up, and so you see a lot of the green screen and blue screen, and with the practical stunts that go on, and you kind of don't know what to expect, and just like Midway, for instance, like it looks amazing. I wonder what was green screen in that. Because there was people moving or whatnot. I wonder if that's how they shot it. So that's what's kind of cool. You get surprised, and I'm sure it's going to look great. I'm sure he's going to. And you study, as an actor, you like I said before, you want to dance with the camera. You want to make it a movement, and you want to be. This is one of the only times where you can actually be conscious of what some of the camera moves. And I'm just very curious to see what the end result is going to be, and I'm sure that people that know his movies will be as well.